This is Matthew Cratter's Bitcoin University. Today I want to talk about the cat being unleashed on the world. We're going to be talking about the anti-spam soft fork proposal that was apparently being suppressed by the Bitcoin dev mailing list moderators and has now finally been released to the list. I'll put a link to this in the description notes below, but we can see the email here from Claire Ostrom called the Cat BIP Draft Discussion. All the drama that went into that, all the catch-22s about becoming a BIP, but first needing to post on the mailing list, and the apparent censorship, if you want to call it that, that was occurring. I'll put a link to this video in the description notes below that discusses all of that. I don't want to rehash it again. The important point now is that that cat has been officially unleashed on the world. The mailing list moderators finally ended up doing the right thing, apparently. And I want to say the cat is a real proposal. It deserves to be heard and widely debated, even if it is quite radical. I would admit talking about freezing UTXOs, as the cat soft fork proposal does, is definitely batshit crazy stuff. But then again, it's batshit crazy to have the reference implementation go rogue and not have 95% of the network immediately dump it. It's also batshit crazy to hire a noob developer straight out of college, give her funding just because she's your girlfriend, and then quickly promote her to Bitcoin Core maintainer, where she ends up merging a pull request that blows open a decade-old parameter from 80 bytes to 100,000 bytes. That's batshit crazy too, and that's not what conservative software development looks like. It's also batshit crazy to watch almost 40% of the total Bitcoin UTXO set fill up with spam, while almost no one seems to care. Right here we can see from one of Claire's posts that almost 40% of the total UTXO set is inscribed dust. This is unbelievable to see. I keep seeing this on X. Wait, you want to freeze nearly 40% of the UTXO set? And my response is always, do you even hear yourself? Do you hear what you're saying? You're not bothered by the fact that nearly 40% of the UTXO set is now spam dust, and that this has all been gamified, and that most of it happened over just the past 2 years under the very negligent watch of those who were supposed to be the stewards of the Bitcoin network, but turned out to be completely negligent, namely the Bitcoin Core devs. We can see Claire has a nice chart here on GitHub of the growth of this UTXO set that is all spam. It begins at the Ordinals Genesis block, which is block 767,430. That occurred on December 14th, 2022. So that should give you the time frame. That's basically from that block to the present. And we've seen the UTXO set for the spam go from 0 to over 50 million different UTXOs according to this chart. So that is extraordinary to see. The real question, how long should we allow this attack to go on? It's already been over 2 years. How long should we allow this attack to go on before doing something about it? As Shire writes here, Shire Hoddle writes, hypotheticals say that 99.9% of all UTXOs are spam dust like this. No benefit to Bitcoin is money, all cost. Do we rug the spam, or do we not do it because of principles? It's a very, very good question. It's also interesting to see the kind of people who are coming out against the cat. Here's someone who makes a reasonable argument. These people paid for their sats, followed the rules of the free market in Bitcoin. Their property should not be violated. And then as Shire points out here, as per his profile, he holds 80% Caspa, 10% Monero, 8% NIM, I have no idea what that is, and 2% HBOT, whatever that is, which totals 100% no Bitcoin. These are the kind of people who are weighing in on the debate. NVK writes, you don't rug UTXOs for any reason, it's theft. You fork off. My response, then what's your solution for gamified spam that bloats the UTXO set? NVK writes back, don't have one, but burning down the house to kill ants is not a viable path. And my response, letting the ant swarm consume the house might get you to the same place as burning it down. And that's what we're seeing here. We're seeing this is not just one ant. This is a major, major problem that we have on our hands now. Another exchange I had with NVK, he writes, UTXOs are sacred. We don't fork to steal them. We don't fork to expire them. We don't fork to cancel them. This is the slippery slope. This is the hill worth dying on. I didn't see NVK dying on any hills when it came to all of his friends who were working for Taproot Wizards and were spamming the chain, but I guess he's going to die on this hill. My response to his saying that that's one slippery slope, my response, that's one slippery slope. Another slippery slope is allowing the blockchain and UTXO set to fill up with spam while Bitcoin culture becomes increasingly okay with it. A doctor writes, responds, how do you define and control that nobody will ever spam the chain in ways you don't like without KYCing every transaction before broadcasting it? That's easy. It's not about stopping every single transaction or every single spam transaction. It's about stopping large, public, gamified spam projects, not some incel in his basement doing deep steganography. We're trying to stop abominations like this. And we can see here, this says that there are 112 million inscriptions. Here's how the cat could work going forward. And it has to do with gamified spam. You can't have a popular public project without having an index. So when your project begins to get popular, we're going to just take your index, if this goes through, and then use it to build Cat 2.0. We're going to use your own tools against you, your own spamming tools against you. And here's the really cool thing. The Cat is already working right now as a powerful deterrent against spam, even though it hasn't even been rolled out. So we could not even need to get to the point of having to do Cat 1. If we have to get to the point of Cat 2, we basically use their own indices against them. I would say that crypto VCs are watching videos like this one that you're currently watching and beginning to realize that the next spam project that they fund should probably not be built on Bitcoin, just to be safe. So they're going to be moving back, I imagine, to Ethereum or Solana or other low IQ chains where they belong with all the idiots who buy these NFTs. And the first war on spam drove Vitalik away from Bitcoin forever, which was a great thing. Our war on spam will do the same to everyone who wants to turn Bitcoin into Ethereum. Shire makes another great point here. He's really been on fire lately. He writes, one can argue that there's now a demarcation in time. There's BC and AC. BC stands for before cat, AC after cat. And any spammers that create dust UTXOs from now on know exactly what risk they're signing up for. Richard Green had a question for me asking, can we soft fork with a cat so only future non-monetary UTXOs are unspendable? This is a little bit what Shire's talking about after the cat UTXOs. Richard writes, that way we avoid the objections to violation of property rights. My response, yes, we can certainly modify details of the cat to make it more like what the community wants. That's the whole point of having a public debate about it. It's important to recognize, though, that bad actors and spammers will keep moving the goalposts and keep gaslighting because they're fundamentally bad actors. So these people, they don't care about private property when they're forcing you to carry your junk on their junk on your nodes forever. But suddenly they care about it when people are getting rugged. This was spammers in 2025. We're breaking Bitcoin. You can't stop us. Spammers in 2026. Don't steal my JPEGs, okay? BTC Bello writes, Core has radicalized me. And I think BTC Bello stands for a lot of plebs speaking like this. Core has radicalized me, and I'll do anything as a pleb node runner, BIP 110, the cat, to help get the bad actors out of Bitcoin. I think that's a good summary of how many of us are feeling. Bitcoin is ungovernable, writes, rug the spammers, just as Nick Szabo wrote, rug the spammers. So it's very interesting to see the cat being discussed, taking off. And if you own rare sats, if you own Ordinals, you better wake up soon, because this is a real risk that all of this is going to be frozen and you're never going to be able to transfer or sell your Ordinals, your inscriptions, your BRC20 tokens again. So if you're worried about that, there's still time to move. You should just consolidate those, put them in a different wallet, and basically that's the only way you're going to be able to save these UTXOs if this goes through. If you enjoyed the video, be sure to hit the subscribe and like buttons. Hit the notification bell if you want to be notified when I publish my next video. And let me know your questions and comments in the comment section below. Thanks a lot for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.